Hello, everyone. Today we will review still another terrible situation with you. Living with his wife and children in Melbourne, Australia, a guy called Sam visited his parents in the state of Kerala, India, in October 2015. He informed his parents and other relatives, nevertheless, before going back to Melbourne, perhaps the next time I visit India, it would be in a casket. 3 days later, shockingly, word of Sam's death reached us. Everybody wonders how one could forecast their own demise. 2 major cities from other countries were rocked. Nevertheless, when the true narrative emerged, what thus was the whole background of this case? Let's now explore the specifics. Living in Epping in Melbourne, Australia, in 2015, a 34-year-old man called Sam Abraham shared his 7-year-old son with his wife Sophia. Previously residents of Oman, a nation in West Asia, they relocated to Melbourne since it is regarded as Australia's most livable city. Sam and Sophia were both employed. The small family of 3 was contentedly living in Australia. Sam and his family would visit his Indian house every year. Sam and Sophia traveled to India and missed some days from work in October 2015. "I feel like I won't survive for much more," Sam informed his father one day. "I might die shortly." Hearing this, Sam's father gets enraged and remarks, "You are so young. Why are you behaving in such unusual manner?" Still, one day Sam tells some of his cousins, "Perhaps the next time I visit India will be in a coffin." Though everyone laughed it off as a joke, this comment also appeared unusual to them. October 11, 2015 saw Sam return to Australia. He and his wife had just taken a few days off from work to see India. Sam then goes back to Australia, accompanied by his son and wife. 2 days later, though, on the morning of October 15, 2015, Sam's father, Abraham, gets a call. At the other end of the spectrum is Sophia, his daughter-in-law, who breaks terrible news shocking the whole Abraham family. Tears welling up, Sophia says Sam died that morning after a heart attack. Left on her alone in Australia, Sophia manages all the documentation and at last wins approval to send Sam's body back to India. Sam's body shows up in Kerala, India 2 to 3 days later, October 18th. Along with Sam's lifeless body, Sophia's sister Sonia and 7-year-old kid also traveled to India. But several of Sam's relatives, especially his father, are rather startled since all Sam had mentioned came true. The house is in mourning. Now a widow, Sam's wife lost her 7-year-old son's father. Sam's body was buried and his funeral rituals were carried out with great sadness and heartache. Everyone at home was somewhat depressed, but Sophia particularly felt as her life had suffered greatly. She had to go back to Australia after 5 days anyway, since they had come to India on vacation from different companies. Sophia could have lost her job if she had stayed in India for more time. Sophia so returned to Australia on October 23 together with her kid and sister Sonia. Sophia called her in-laws every Saturday to see how they were doing, though, once she got back to Australia. Though time passed slowly, Sophia never skipped calling her in-laws one Saturday. But then, out of the blue, Sophia not contacted India in the end week of July or the first week of August 2016. Seeing this, Sam's family started to get somewhat concerned and contacted some Australian friends to learn more about Sophia. Sam's family discovered something startling. They discovered Sophia had spent the last 15 to 20 days under Victoria Police custody. Sam's family also discovered Sophia was accused of murder since the police believed she had slain her own husband, Sam Abraham. Sam's family is startled upon this insight. But the narrative also features the name Arun Komalasonan, another individual. When Sam's family first heard this name, they knew immediately whether the charges against Sophia were accurate or untrue. Conversely, the Victoria Police showed Sophia and Arun some proof, and following that both of them admitted to killing Sam. Sophia tells the cops an incredible tale after confessing that leaves them stunned. The narrative unfolds as follows. Sophia and Sam lived in the little village Karavala in the Kollam district of the state of Kerala. Let me tell you, Kerala is well known for its beaches, mountain ranges, and animal sanctuaries. Before we go forward, Karavala is only a small village in this huge state of Kerala, where Sam and Sophia's homes were near one another. Since they attended the same school and shared a class, they had known one another since childhood. They also sung together in the choral group of the church, since both of them showed some musical inclination. Not only that, but they also started college together following high school. Eventually, they fell in love throughout their college years and began spending their time together like any other college couple. Still, in their relationship, Sophia developed feelings for another man called Arun. Sophia finally chose to wed Sam, but she neither informed Arun about Sam nor allowed Sam know about Arun. Sam then told his family he wanted to marry Sophia and liked her, but he was astonished when his father told him he couldn't wed her. Sam's father still rejected the marriage for whatever reason, even though Sophia's father was a former defense officer and Sophia's family was reputable in society. When Sophia discovered, though, she threatened Sam and her family that should she be unable to be married, she would commit herself. Sam's family agreed to allow him and Sophia be married after learning of this and gave it much thought. Sam and Sophia were both quite content afterwards, and considerable excitement surrounded their wedding. After getting married in 2008, Sam relocated to Oman with his wife Sophia in 2009 following a job offer at a money exchange company. But Sophia went back to India when she got pregnant, since she needed the support of her family at that period. She stayed in India and had regular contact with her sister after delivering a boy there. Sophia finally chose to migrate to Australia in search of better living conditions some years later. Sophia's sister pushed her, stating, "You should come here, you'll get a great job," since Sophia earned an MSc in electronics. Following Sophia's CV, a Melbourne company extends an employment offer to her. She then goes for Australia with her son. Early in 2012, Sophia came in Melbourne. Not too long later, Sam also thinks he will eventually migrate to Australia. He receives his move to Australia after consulting his business. After Sam arrives in Australia in 2013, their three-person little family now resides under one roof. Living here had advantages since their son had grown up and both husband and wife were employed by various companies, so their life was running well. But underlying this lay another narrative. Arun had visited Australia already before Sophia relocated there. Arun began working for a company in Melbourne as an instrumentation engineer. Arun married there and also had a kid. Sophia was already married by then, and Arun had children of his own, hence they should not have been in touch. Still married, though, Sophia and Arun kept communicating over calls and applications. Actually, Sophia moved to Australia mostly in order to see Arun personally since he was there. But it got challenging for Sophia and Arun to meet when Sam joined his family in Australia. Still, Sophia kept covert conversations with Arun. Sophia thought one day that she could be with Arun should Sam die somehow. Arun loved Sophia very much, hence he approved of her sharing of this concept. Arun then began search for a way to kill Sam. Sophia assisted him in keeping a careful eye on Sam's every movement throughout this period. Then Arun at last got the opportunity he was waiting for in February 2015. Sam was seated in his car outdoors a metro station one day in February. A masked Arun came up to him during this period and slashed his cheek and throat with a knife. Sam did, however, survive the attack. Fortunately for Arun, he was not found and hence not caught. Sophia told Arun about Sam returning home following a knife assault survival. Then the two started to consider another quick approach to murder Sam. They had several ideas on how to kill Sam throughout this period, but at last they chose to employ cyanide. After that, Sophia began searching for cyanide. On October 14th, she blended it into Sam's orange juice and handed it to him. Sam drank it thinking it was ordinary orange juice and afterwards slept down on his bed. The poor Sam never got up again. Sophia messaged Arun right away then and called him to her place. Arun initially looked at Sam's state of life, that either dead or alive. Arun, to be sure, forced Sam's mouth to receive the last of the liquid from the glass. Arun left Sophia's house realizing he was dead after doing this and seeing Sam. Sophia then slept the entire night on the same bed with her son, where her husband's lifeless body was laying. She started screaming loudly as soon as daylight arrived, and some neighbors saw her residence. Sam was subsequently transported to the hospital, but upon arrival the doctor proclaimed him dead. Sophia began to cry a lot upon learning this, but it was all performance. Sophia told Sam's father at this period that he had passed away from a heart attack. Sophia would say, "We all went to sleep after supper, but when I tried to wake Sam up in the morning, he wouldn't get up whenever someone asked her the reason of Sam's death." Perhaps his onslaught was silent. Nobody suspected anything after this. Hence Sophia started planning to bring Sam's dead body to India. She probably understood that a clear cause of death would be established should an autopsy take place here. The physicians so accepted Sophia's account and noted in their report a heart attack as the cause of death. 3 days later, Sam's dead body arrived in India. Now living in India, none of Sam's family suspected Sophia since she was so depressed at Sam's funeral. This led everyone to believe that Sophia and Arun were quite depressed about Sam's death. But then one wonders how they were discovered. The Victoria Police deserves all credit for this since, without their honest work, Sophia and Arun could not have been discovered even now. As a matter of fact, some police authorities thought Arun's death was unnatural. Sophia was under observation by a police team approved by some top officials. Sophia had moved all the money from Sam's bank account to her own, the police team found in October. But since Sophia was Sam's wife and she could do it following the murder of her husband, the police gave this little attention. Sophia began to distrust Sam somewhat more, though, when she registered his automobile under Arun's name. Now the investigators started monitoring Arun as they knew information about him as well. Conversely, the cops never asked Sophia any kind of questions following Sam's death. Sophia thus began to believe that she had escaped with the murder of her husband undetectable to anyone. An undercover agent befriended Arun in meantime and quickly grew close friend. Arun, though, never thought this individual was a police investigator. The cops started monitoring Arun and Sophia's cell phones at this period. One day their diligence paid off when the police listened to a call recording between Sophia and Arun. They said on the phone, "So much time has gone by and nobody has found us yet. Perhaps soon we will at last be together." The cops could therefore clearly see that love triangle is the reason behind Sam's murder. A few days later Arun produced a vital piece of evidence for the detective. Arun said the detective after drinking that once I killed someone by combining poison in his orange juice, and the cops had never found me. Arun exposed the whole truth while intoxicated, so his confession was noted. The detective had also turned on the call recording of his phone at that point. The detective then presented the cause for Sam's murder and proof of the weapon used in the crime to his top police officer. Having seen all this, even the top officer was apparent that Sam's passing was not natural. After this, they directed Sam's body to be taken from the casket in India and investigated so as to identify the true reason of his death. Friends, before we advance through the video, I have a tiny ask of you. Subscribe to my channel. You'll help a lot and we'll keep bringing you quality content every day. Let us therefore carry on the narrative now. Sam's toxicology result now showed that cyanide in his blood and liver was what killed him. About 10 months following Sam's passing, on August 12, 2016, the Victoria Police showed up at Sophia and Arun's house to take them into custody. but the cops discovered a diary while looking around Sophia's house. But the journal was written in Malayalam, a language spoken in Kerala. Hence the police dispatched it to be translocated. Following this, Sophia and Arun's call recordings, parts of their talks, Sophia's diary translated into English, and Arun's recording before the judge was shown to the court. Arun had informed the investigator that he had killed a man by poisoning him. Hence this was the same recording he had used. A publication headquartered in Melbourne claims that the diary discovered in Sophia's house occasionally belonged to Sophia and other times to Arun. Both of them kept their emotions in this diary. "Can you hold me tight?" Sophia notes in one entry in this journal, "I want to vanish in your love." Arun too had said, "She is the ideal match for me, but what should I do? One day she will be mine, certainly." Following this, the Victoria Supreme Court rendered its decision. Arun is condemned to 24 years. He will not be qualified for parole before 21 years. Sophia, on the other hand, is sentenced to 22 years. She cannot be paroled before 18 years. Sophia broke down in court, nevertheless, and sobbed, "I have a small son. Thus, kindly shorten my sentence. The sad thing is that your son is the main victim in this crime. You killed his father, and now you will also be jailed." Sophia's sister Sonia then received custody of the child, but later on Sam's family insisted on having their grandson with them. Therefore Sam's son now resides with his grandparents' family. We cannot say anything about Arun's wife or child in this situation, though, as there is not any information regarding them. But Arun's family nor Sophia's parents don't seem to have any clue they know each other at this period. Thus, the murder case of Sam Abraham closes right here. You can also post the name of any case you wish to suggest for us to create an extensive movie on in the comment area. If you value our work, like and forward this video. Get subscribed right now if you haven't already. Please, thank you.